Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bibbidi Bobbidi Books. My name is Ellie and today I'm going to be filming a little bit of a catch up and starting a new reading vlog. So I just wanted to start this video with a little bit of a chat because I feel like there's quite a lot that's going on in my life at the moment and it's going to be a busy couple of months, and I just wanted to kind of update you and keep you all in the loop if you're interested. But basically the big news is that my fiance and I are moving. So we are moving out of our home here in Norfolk and we're moving across the country to Cheshire to be closer to my fiance's family. That was always the plan. The reason why we moved to Norfolk in the first place was because I was training. So I did my training here to become a occupational therapist. So I did my course here and then we ended up staying because my partner then decided to train to become a physio. So we've been here while he's been doing his degree. But now he's coming to the end of his degree and he actually has his last placement happening in June. And it's an elective placement, so basically he can choose wherever he wants to go for his final placement, and he's decided to choose a place up near Cheshire in the hopes that it might lead to a job. And so we've decided to actually move up over the summer, and our plan is to move in with his parents. So his parents actually have a kind of like an annex, it's like an extension, which is a sort of self-contained flat. So we're going to be moving in there so that we don't have to pay any rent, with the idea being that we can sell this house here and then have enough money to have the deposit ready so that it makes us in a good position to buy a property once we move. And we just figured that would be an easier way to do things because it's hard for us to view properties when we're here. It'd be much easier to just get up to Cheshire and then we can look for properties once we're there. And this is just the way that we've decided to do it. So yeah, we're actually going to be moving this weekend, which is crazy. We are going up on Sunday because I'm actually working over the weekend, but I'm going to be driving up on Sunday, and then the plan is for us to come back here every other weekend. This is where it gets a bit confusing, but basically my work have been super accommodating and they've said that I can continue working in my current job and I can go remote. So basically I can work full-time doing triage, so basically working from home, but they do want me to be in the office once every other week. So they want me to be in the office one day every other week. So the plan is for us to come back on alternate weekends, and it also means that we can come back and we could do bits on the house here that need doing, and it means that we can catch up with friends every other weekend as well. So we're gonna just be kind of gradually moving our stuff from here up to Cheshire. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a bit of a weird in-betweeny time where we're kind of in between places. There's going to be lots of driving because it's about a 5-hour drive, I think, from here up to where his parents live. So there's going to be lots of commuting and it's going to be a little bit weird. And it's a little bit sad because we've both loved living here. We've had such great memories here. It's our first home together and we'll be sad to leave it. And I think it's especially sad because we don't have a new home lined up yet. So we don't have that silver lining. It almost feels like we're kind of going backwards because we're moving back in with his parents. But we have to think about the bigger picture, and it's going to be so worth it in the long run because we always wanted to live in Cheshire, and hopefully we will find our dream forever home up that way. And it's nice because we're actually getting married towards the end of this year, so it feels like a really a big good positive step that we're kind of taking. So yeah, all exciting, if a little bit daunting, and tinged with a little bit of sadness as well. But anyway, I don't know if any of this is interesting to you at all, so I apologize if that was really boring. But I just wanted to let you know what's going on in case you're wondering why I'm in like loads of random different places, and if you don't recognize the background anymore, that's because we're moving. Anyway, in terms of my reading, which is probably what you're actually here for, I am currently reading a book called called Six Crimson Cranes, which is a YA fantasy book, and it is a duology, I believe, and it's a story that is a retelling of a fairy tale. So it's taken the Six Swan Brothers fairy tale and put a little bit of a spin on it, and I'm not very far through, but what I have read so far I am enjoying. I'm liking how easy it is to read, and I'm liking how creative the world is, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to carrying on with that one. I'm actually hoping to finish that book by the weekend so that I can start a new book for the journey when I travel up to Cheshire. So yeah, I'm going to pick up an audiobook because I've got a decent chunk of time when I'm going to be driving where I can be listening to a new book, which is exciting. So yeah, I'll let you know what I decide to choose, and then I'm going to obviously take some books up with me. So I'll show you what books I prioritise taking on the first trip up. And yeah, thank you for being with me during this strange period of my life. Thank you for keeping me company, and yeah, I'm gonna head off now because I feel like I've been talking your ear off and you're probably tired of hearing my voice. So I'm gonna go and make a cup of tea, and I'm going to have a little chilled evening reading, and then I will check in with you probably tomorrow if I have an update. So yeah, see you in a bit. Oh, so cute. Hi everyone, so it's Saturday today and I have literally just finished work. I was working from home today and now I need to crack on with packing because we're literally leaving tomorrow and there is so much to do. I'm quite stressed, but it's okay, we're gonna do it. But I just wanted to hop on here quickly and give you a bit of a reading update because I've not spoken to you in a while. Although I haven't really done that much reading, to be honest, because I've had loads of other stuff on my mind. But I am now up to page 112 of Six Crimson Cranes. So I've made a little bit of a dent through this one and I am really enjoying it actually. It's getting better and better the further that I read through it because I feel like we're getting a little bit more of the world building and things the further that we read through, whereas in the beginning it felt very much like a very kind of stereotypical YA story that didn't really read like anything particularly new, but the further that we go through I feel like it's getting more and more interesting and complex. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. It's essentially about a princess whose six brothers get cursed and turned into swans, and our main character actually gets cursed herself, and her stepmother basically puts a bowl on her head. Sounds a little bit silly, but she like puts this bowl over her head so it like covers her eyes, but she can see out through magic, I guess. But basically so no one can see her face, and she's also cursed so that she can't actually speak any words. If she says any words, then her brothers will actually die. So for every word that passes her lips, one of her brothers dies. So she is like completely silent and having to communicate through gestures and things with people, and she has no money and she's been delivered off at this island, and she's got no way of getting off this island without any money, so she's having to kind of fend for herself, and she's ended up kind of under the wing of this woman and she's kind of hired her as a cook, and we're just kind of following her from there. I have to say the whole bowl on the head thing I can't take seriously because I just kind of giggle every time I imagine that it's this girl with a bowl stuck on her head. Like, that was an interesting choice. But I am really enjoying it. I'm also enjoying her little side companion because she has this magical bird that she made out of paper, but she kind of breathed life into it because she does actually have some magic. And the little paper bird is just a really cute little sidekick animal companion, so I'm enjoying that. Anyway, I will be slowly working my way through this as and when I get time, but right now I need to crack on with packing, and I think what I'm going to do is go through my bookshelves with you and think about what I want to take with me, because yeah, I obviously want to have a selection of books when I go there. Obviously at some point I'm going to have to cart all of these books up, but we're kind of going to do it as a gradual process because we're going to come back every couple of weeks. So I just need to take enough books to keep me going for a couple of weeks, and I want to have a bit of a variety as well. So yeah, we're going to go and scour my bookshelves and prioritise what books I'm actually going to read in the very near future. Okay, so these are my first bookshelves, and I've pretty much read everything on these shelves. We've basically got Sarah J Maas. This is a copy of June, Night Circus, Starless Sea, Piranesi. I've read all of these. There is a Becky Chambers book on there that I haven't read yet, so I may take that one with me. But apart from that, I've read all of these. This shelf again, I think I've read pretty much all of these. This is amazing. I love this trilogy. This is the Winternight trilogy, one of my all-time favourite fantasy series. Highly, highly recommend checking that one out if you haven't already. This is one of my favourite books, Name of the Wind, Wise Man's Fear, I've read those. Mexican Gothic again, fantastic, love that horror book. I haven't read this book. This is The Heart of the Sun Warrior, which is the second book in this duology, so I probably will take this one with me. So let's take that one off. And then I've read all of those books, I think. Okay, and then this shelf, I haven't read the 5th season series, but I think I'm more tempted to start this one. This is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, and I think this will be a good one to start in summer because I think it's like piratey. So if I'm gonna start a new adult fantasy, I think this is the one that I would probably choose over the 5th season. So I think I'll probably take this one. Strange the Dreamer, I've read the duology already. Revelator, I've read that. Nevernight. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, this is definitely a summer read. I definitely want to take this one because this is definitely a pirate ship story and it sounds so fun. So I'm going to definitely take that one. The Bone Ships as well would be quite a nice summer fantasy, but do I want to keep starting adult series? Probably not. I might leave that one for now. And then if we scoot down here, I think I've pretty much read all of those ones. I haven't read The Last Tale of the Flower Bride yet, which I've heard fantastic things about, but I think I want to save that for like the wintry autumn time because I think it's quite creepy and I think it would be perfect for sort of like the cooler autumny weather. Same with this one, The Book That Wouldn't Burn. I really want to get to this one, but I think it would be better as like a cozy read. I just don't feel inclined to pick it up in the summer. Okay, so over in this random little corner we've got my Robin Hobbs books, the Farseer trilogy. I've read the first 2, so I definitely want to take the last one, which I think is Assassin's Quest, with me. So I'm definitely going to be taking that one. And then these ones I've mostly read, so I think I'll be leaving those. Okay, so these shelves by my desk are mostly books that I've already read, so I don't think that I'm going to take any of these, but I'm just going to have a quick look through. So we've got the Neil Gaiman books. There are a couple of these that I haven't read. Neverwhere could be an option, but it's not a high priority of mine, so I think I might just leave that here for now. This shelf we've got the Scythe series, which I've read. Heartstopper, obviously read and loved. Bunny, this was fantastic. Our Wives Under the Sea, I read that earlier this year and really enjoyed it. And then a couple of manga, which I've read. Moving down to this shelf, this is a bit random really. I've got like the Mortal Instruments series here. Turn of the Keys, a thriller that I've read, really enjoyed. All the Stars and Teeth, one of my favourite YA fantasy duologies. Nettle and Bone, Fear the Flames, read all of those. This little random shelf, I've got my Wayward Children's series here. I've only read the first 3, so I might actually take one of these with me because they're just quite good, easy little reads. I can't remember which one's next. I think it might be this one. Come Tumbling Down. I'm not sure. I might leave that here actually because, I don't know, I feel like they're more autumny reads. I've got this middle grade series that I haven't started yet, but it's quite long, so I don't think I want to delve into that. Daughter of the Forest I've already read. Then if we go down, that's just my Throne of Glass series. Probably won't be taking that. In this random shelf here, we've just got a bunch of miscellaneous books, most of which I've read. I might take this one though. This is Skander and the Unicorn Thief. Oh, this is really hard to do with one hand. Skander and the Unicorn Thief, because this is a middle grade that's based on like Greek mythology, I think. And I feel like this might be a fun summer, like light summer read, so I'll probably take that one. Okay, coming back up over to here. I think I've pretty much read all of these ones. I've actually got Eve Brown on audio and I might listen to that on the drive. Moving down here, I think I've read all of those. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all of my shelves. Those are just my like uni books. So that's all of the ones in here, and then we've just got my random book cart upstairs. So let's head on up. Is this a weird angle? Probably, don't mind me sitting on the floor. I am looking a mess because I've just been running around doing stuff and packing, so please ignore me. But here is my book cart that I have upstairs. This is mostly books that I haven't actually read yet, so I feel like I'm probably going to want to take quite a lot of these with me, but I need to be selective on the first run up because I'm not going to have loads of space in my car. So yeah, we're just going to go through it quickly. This is The Lost City of Z by David Grann. This is a non-fiction that I'm actually quite excited about, so I might have to put that in the maybe pile. The First Binding by R.R. Verdi. I really want to read this one, but it's massive and heavy, so I think I'm probably going to leave that for now. Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson, The Black Prism, 100,000 Kingdoms, quite a lot of like fantasies. I don't really want to start like a whole load of new series, so we're going to keep those. Gideon the Ninth I plan to pick up this autumn, which I'm very excited about. Midnight in Everwood is like a Christmassy book. We've got non-fiction down here about mushrooms. We have The Invisible Life of Ali LaRue, which I still haven't read yet. Don't come for me. I just haven't been drawn to it, so yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Oh, this one. A Song of Achilles, another very popular book that I haven't actually read yet. I feel like this is summery somehow, so I think I might actually take this one with me. We've then got a thriller, we've got a romance, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I'm not normally a romance kind of gal, but summer is the time where I would lean towards romance. It's kind of the only time that I would really think to pick one up, so maybe that one. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by, oh, holding it upside down. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I definitely want to take this one because I've heard fantastic things about it. What else have we got here? We've got a non-fiction book about real life pirates, which I'm very excited about and feels summery, so I'm definitely taking that. And my memory card just ran out of space, so I've just had to delete a load of stuff off. So I am going to try and be quick. I think I just said that I want to take A Mirror Mended by Alex E. Harrow because I recently read Spindle Splintered by this author and really enjoyed it, so I'm keen to carry on with their little series that they've got going. And then on the other side we have It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I'm not sure if this is going to be for me. Lonely Castle in the Mirror is one that I've been thinking of picking up recently, so maybe that one. And then on the top we have The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. I definitely want to take this one. I know I said that I don't want to keep starting new fantasy series, but this one is really just like calling out to me. I've heard so many fantastic things about this one, and I don't know, I just really want to start it, so I'm gonna take that one. What else have we got on here? All the Murmuring Bones by A.J.G. Slatter. I think I'll pick that one up later on in the year. Again, we've got a T. Kingfisher book here, The House with Good Bones, that I'm going to pick up later on in the year because it's horror. Yellow Face is definitely one that I want to pick up this summer. I feel like, I mean, the cover is bright yellow, so I associate it with summer, and I've heard so many people talking about this one, so I definitely want to give that one a go, so I'm going to pack that. We have Daughters of the Lake, again something that I'll probably pick up later in the year because it's a thriller, creepy thriller. and the Library of Mount Char, which again, something I'll probably pick up later in the year because, I don't know, it seems like it's quite creepy and weird and seems more autumnal to me than some of the other books. Okay, I think we've gone through pretty much everything. So I have quite a few books here that I want to take with me. So I'm going to pack them up in a box, get them in the car and carry on with the rest of my packing. And I guess I'll speak to you a little bit later. Okay, it's the next day. I finished work, the car is all packed up and I guess the only thing left to do is to drive to Cheshire. Danny and the cats have already left. They left earlier today, so they should be there when I arrive. And yeah, I'm kind of dreading this drive if I'm being honest, because I'm not a confident driver, so I'm kind of a little bit nervous. This will be the longest drive I've ever done. And it's also incredibly warm today, like I'm sweating so bad. But it's okay, we have air conditioning, so I'm gonna crack on the aircon and let's just get going. Hey everyone, so I made it to Cheshire. I survived the long drive. It was pretty horrendous. It took me just over 5 hours to get here, and at one point there was a massive thunderstorm and it was really scary driving on the roads, but I made it here, which is great. So yeah, I've just been settling in today. The cats seem absolutely fine, which is amazing because that was the thing that I was most worried about really. I was really worried about how they would be in the car, but Danny said they were absolutely fine. And then I was worried about them settling in here and I felt bad like taking them away from their home. But they've just been so chilled and really happy here, and there's a massive like double door here. So there's a great view out into the garden from our little lounge area, and the cats have really been enjoying looking out into the garden and seeing all the wildlife and stuff. So yeah, they seem to really like it here, which is great. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a bit of a reading update because on the car journey up here I did start Actual Age Eve Brown on audio, and I've made it up to chapter 17. So I only have about 2.5 hours left of the audiobook. So this one is the third book in the Brown Sisters trilogy by Talia Hibbert, which is a romance trilogy where each book follows a different sister from the same family. And I thought this would be a great one to put on for the long drive because I already know that I really enjoy Talia Hibbert's writing. I loved the first 2 books in this series, and I also thought that it would be quite comforting because her books are normally quite funny, and also I thought a romance might be quite a nice one to drive to because I feel like it doesn't demand loads of your attention. So yeah, it was actually really comforting and it was the perfect audiobook to put on, and I have been really enjoying it. I don't think I've enjoyed it quite as much as the first 2 books in this series, but it is still really fun and really funny. So in this book we follow the youngest sister in the family, who's a woman called Eve, and she has always struggled to live up to her sisters really. Both of her older sisters are high flyers, they both have really successful careers, whereas she has always kind of floated around, flitted between jobs, has never really been able to settle in one job, and yeah, really struggles to find her place, and she's a little bit rebellious, and her family decide to cut her off from her trust fund because they want to encourage her to actually stick at a job and to make a living for herself. So she ends up driving off in her car in a little bit of a huff, and on her drive she ends up seeing this sign for a B&B, and they're actually hiring a chef, and she decides to just give it a go. She kind of just waltzes her way in there and somehow manages to convince the really grumpy manager to hire her. It's actually quite a funny meet cute because she ends up accidentally hitting the manager with her car. She reverses into him and he ends up having to go into hospital because he has a like broken wrist. It's not funny obviously because someone got hurt, but it's just quite an entertaining way for the characters to sort of meet and interact. And yeah, it's a sunshine grump trope in this romance story. So Eve is a very sunshiny type character. She's described as being like a Disney princess. She listens to a lot of music, she wears a lot of really bright vibrant colours, whereas the love interest Jacob is the complete opposite. So he is very stoic, comes across quite icy and quite rude until you get to know him. and he doesn't have that many friends, he's quite private, and yeah, we just watched their romance develop and I've been enjoying it. The steamy scenes, we've had one steamy scene so far and I did really enjoy that. I do think Talia Hibbert writes smut well, and I've also read a little bit more of Six Crimson Cranes. I'm now up to page 148, which is chapter 15, and again I'm still enjoying this one. I really like the descriptions of the world, it seems really interesting, and we found out now kind of what our main character's quest is going to be, because we figured out a little bit more about this curse that's happened to her brothers and how to potentially break this curse. So yeah, that's where we're at reading wise. Anyway, I am gonna go and settle in, make some dinner, and carry on unpacking things. There's so much to do. I'm working tomorrow, so yeah, it's been a lot of change, but it's gonna be good. I need to figure out where I'm gonna put a little filming spot while I'm up here. Anyway, all things to do and look forward to. I'm gonna go now, but thanks for listening to me rambling on, and I will see you in a bit. Bye!
When you're lost and no one's there, and you wonder who even cares, oh, come back to your breath, don't drift away from me. I will come down to remind you of before. We can fly away from here. We can stay close, my dear. Swept up and away from all our fears. How are we supposed to know on our own? Together we can go slow. Why don't you leave it all to
Hey everyone, I can't remember the last time that I gave you an update. I've just been busy settling in, sorting my life out, unpacking, getting used to working here and just getting used to my life being here now. But I do think I've got quite a big update for you because I have been doing quite a lot of reading. I've been listening to audiobooks whilst I've been out unpacking and things. And so yeah, I think the last time I spoke to you, I was partway through At Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. Well, I'm pleased to say that I have now finished that book and I did really enjoy it. I just love Talia Hibbert's writing. I think she writes romance really well. She uses a lot of humour in her books, and I also like how diverse some of the characters are in her books. But I do think this is probably the least favourite of mine that I've read. But I think that's just because I wasn't as big a fan of the Sunshine Grump trope. So that's definitely just a me thing. I still really enjoyed the writing and the comedy that was included within the book. I also have read quite a lot more of Six Crimson Cranes, so I am pretty far through this one now, and this one has really taken me by surprise. I was expecting to like this one, but it's just been growing on me. The more I read through this story, the more I have found myself becoming invested in this world. There's a lot more politics and a lot more world building than I was expecting within this novel, and I've just been really enjoying uncovering some of the mysteries and just following along with the plot. It's super easy to read and fly through, so yeah, I've been really enjoying this one. And then the only other thing that I wanted to say is that I did start a new book. So I am buddy reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros with my friend Martina. We're going to be reading 13 chapters per week, so I started this one, and yeah, I just gave into the hype with this one. I was going to wait for the paperback to come out, but I couldn't wait any longer because I feel like literally everybody everywhere is talking about this book and everybody seems to really love it. So I bit the bullet, I bought the hardcover, and I decided to buddy read it with my friend. I'm not that far through at the moment. I'm only up to chapter 3, which is page 28. But what I will say is that it is fast paced. It throws you straight in with the action. This book involves a kind of like a a trial. We basically follow our main character who is trying to train up to become a dragon rider, and in order to become a dragon rider you have to go through these really dangerous trials. And I don't know, when I heard that was a synopsis, I kind of thought that would be the meat of the book, but we're straight in right from the beginning. And so it is really addictive to read because you want to find out what's going on. But yeah, I don't have a huge amount of thoughts on it at the moment. I feel like the writing is quite straightforward. But yeah, I'm having fun with it, and I think it's going to be an absolute breeze to fly through. So yeah, I'm looking forward to carrying on with this one, and I really hope that I enjoy it as much as everyone else seems to. Anyway, that was my rambly catch up. I hope that you enjoyed it. I don't know how much longer I'm going to carry on this vlog for. I might just keep it going till the weekend, but I will keep you posted with any updates that I have and any thoughts that I have about my books. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll speak to you later on. Hey everyone, it is currently my lunch break at work, but I just had to quickly switch the camera on and give you an update because I have finished Six Crimson Cranes and I ended up really loving this one. So I just wanted to gush about it a little bit because this one really grew on me, and I don't know, I feel like when I read the first couple of chapters I thought I was going to enjoy this one, but I didn't think that I would fall in love with it as hard as I did. Because, I don't know, I just feel like I thought this was going to be a young adult book that really places a lot of emphasis on the romance plotline, because that's what I've come to expect from young adult fantasy. And while there is a very sweet romance story in here, I would say it's definitely not at the forefront of the book. It's much more about family, and I just thought it was so beautiful. And I just was surprised by how invested I had become in these characters towards the end of the story and how moved I was at certain moments within this book. And I thought that the world building was done so well. It was really beautifully crafted. There was no moments of info dump. It just felt very organic, and it just felt like I just slowly got to learn more and more about this fantastic world that the author has created, and I became much more invested in the world. There was quite a lot of moments where stories were used to provide information about the world and the setting, and I just loved it. The main character really grew on me as well. She's so feisty and determined, and although she spends the majority of this book not able to speak because she has this curse put upon her, she doesn't ever let that hold her back, and she doesn't ever let that stop her from being heard. And I just really love that about her. She always stands up for what she believes in. She doesn't let anyone knock her down, and I don't know, she's just quite resilient, I guess is the word for her, and I just loved her for that. I loved the focus on siblings in here, but also just family as a whole, and it was just so beautiful. What I will say is that I did guess a couple of the reveals in this book, so I wasn't surprised by some of those moments that perhaps were supposed to be more shocking than they were for me, but I don't think that took away from my enjoyment of this story at all, because I still found those moments impactful, and I still really enjoyed seeing the story play out and unfold, and I liked watching our characters draw conclusions and uncover things for themselves. So yeah, I don't think that ruined it for me, even though I did guess pretty early on some of the reveals. But yeah, this was just such a beautiful story, and I'm so excited to pick up the second book in this series as well, because it ends not on a cliffhanger, but it ends with a ton of events that has me very excited for the next book. I think the next book is going to have quite a different setting to this one, which I am buzzing for. So I'm so tempted to go ahead and just buy the second book on Audible and just start listening to it straight away. But I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to come and gush for a bit about this book because I really enjoyed it and would highly recommend it to you if you haven't read it already, and if you enjoy books that have that fairy tale like quality. This one I thought was really beautifully done, so yeah, I'm thrilled about that. Anyway, I better get back to work because it's nearly the end of my lunch break, so I better sign back on. But yes, I'll speak to you a bit later. Good morning everybody, it is Saturday and I'm up bright and early and I'm heading out to the garden centre because I want to pick up some plants and bits to start popping in our new place, just to make it feel a little bit more like our space, you know. So yeah, we thought that'd be a nice thing to do. And then this evening we're heading out to Danny's brother's house for dinner, and yeah, it's going to be a nice weekend, so let's go. Hi everyone, so I'm back from the garden centre and I just wanted to quickly show you what I got because I'm really excited about my new plants. So I got this little guy, which is so cute. It's got like red patterns on the leaves. I just love it. I also got this one, which I don't know, I was just really drawn in by the like shiny green leaves. So cute, so I got that one, and I also got this little one because how could I not? Look how cute this is. It's like in a little fairy house with a little tiny plant in. It's so adorable. So yeah, that's gonna look so cute on display somewhere. So yeah, I'm just really excited about all of those, and I'm excited to decorate the flat a little bit to make it feel a little bit more like home, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm really excited. Don't worry, all the plants are cat friendly. We did double check when we were in there. And I also just wanted to give you a bit of a reading update because I've read quite a bit since I last spoke to you. So I have been slowly working my way through Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So I am just over 100 pages into this one. I'm up to chapter 9. So I've made quite a dent in this book, and I realised that I haven't really given you a synopsis for this one. So this is a young adult fantasy book, and I feel like it's been literally everywhere online. It's been so popular, and yeah, this takes place in a world that is ravaged by war, and within this fantasy setting, the people who live there are basically conscripted to attend this war school where you can train up to basically help with the war effort. So some people are either trained up to become scribes, or they're trained up to be medics, or the most prestigious position is to be trained up to be a dragon rider, which is basically like the actual army. So the dragon riders are basically out on the front line defending the city and making sure everything is safe. But to become a dragon rider, you have to go through a series of incredibly dangerous trials, basically to test you out and to make sure that you are, you know, you have what it takes to be able to ride a dragon. And in this book, we follow our main character, Violet, who has spent her whole life thinking she would be a scribe because she is a lot smaller than a lot of the other people her age. She also has a chronic illness where she gets quite a lot of torn ligaments, and she can very easily injure herself. And so she never imagined that she would ever be a dragon rider, but her mum is actually the general, I think it is. Yeah, the commanding general of the army, and her mum basically forces her to train up to be a dragon rider. And so she suddenly finds herself in this position where she's having to face these trials, and she feels like she's on a back foot because of her physical ailments, but also just because she hasn't prepared her whole life for this. So she's very much thrown in at the deep end, and we follow her as she is trying to survive this really dangerous school, basically. And it's a lot of fun. I can see why this book is really popular because it's incredibly fast paced. It grips you right from the beginning. It throws you straight in with the action. and it's so easy to just fly through the pages. But what I will say is you definitely have to suspend your disbelief a lot with this one, because a lot of it doesn't really make sense. Like the whole idea of having this school to train people up to become dragon riders, but it's so dangerous that a lot of people die trying to do these trials. Like that doesn't really make sense, because like surely you would want more people to defend the country rather than having people being killed off from an early age for no real reason. Like a lot of the trial and the training involves hand-to-hand combat, and a lot of people die during that hand-to-hand combat, which just seems a little bit extreme for no reason. I don't know, I just feel like you have to suspend your disbelief quite a lot. But if you put that aside and if you're just in it for a good time, then I would recommend this book, because I have been having a lot of fun with it. Yes, it is a little bit cringy at times. There is definitely going to be that angsty YA romance drama in here. I can definitely see a love triangle happening. I've got a feeling it's going to be an enemies to lovers situation, which I do find fun when I'm in the mood. So yeah, I've been enjoying this one. I can see why it's so popular. Is it a literary masterpiece? Probably not. But is it a really fun time? Yes. So there we go. Take from that what you will. Anyway, I am now going to end this video, I think, because I've got a feeling it's really, really long. So if you're still with me, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It's been really lovely having you here with me. And yeah, don't forget to like this video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you want to see more from me if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you so much, and I guess I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!